The Texans, they're up on the clock, and Kenyon Green's the pick at 15. Remember, the Texans traded down from 13. We talked a lot about the Texans having 2 picks, maybe trying to hit a home run with one, maybe being safe with the other. This kind of epitomizes that, right? Derek Stingley at 3, now Kenyon Green. Anytime you draft a guard, it's safer in general because the payout's probably not as good. And Kenyon Green, I don't know if he was expected to go this high, but he's going to 15 here to the Texans.
Yeah, I think he's a player that the opinion is split on, right? The NFL seems to have been generally higher on him. Mike Renner has been a lot lower on him than some, and generally the opinions have been all over the place on him. Huge guy, 6'4", 320 plus pounds, has played different positions, played both sides of the line in terms of guard, has spent a little time at right tackle as well. You would imagine he comes in here for Houston, just solidifies one of those guard spots. And he's a guy that has gotten better each year in terms of his blocking grades. And look, there's something to that, right? If you're an offensive lineman, we talk all the time about how it takes development time. You know, these guys, more than any other position, you might not see the best player year 1. It might be year 2 or year 3 before you get the full spectrum. And I think that probably holds true in college as well. If you see this progression on the offensive line, it at least shows you that he's heading in the right direction and developing, and there's something to that.
So Green has played all over the offensive line at Texas A&M. He mostly played left guard, but had over 1,100 snaps there, but over 800 snaps at right guard, even played some right tackle. And Nick Caserio coming from New England, remember they have Nwanu over there, who has played guard and played tackle, and it just brings so much flexibility to your team building effort on the offensive line. So I wonder where Green is going to slot in, because it's not like, look, the Texans aren't set anywhere basically except for left tackle on the offensive line. So Green could play either guard position. They bring in AJ Cann, but again, you put Green wherever you want, I think, or wherever you feel like you have a hole. He could compete at right tackle with former first rounder Titus Howard, who certainly hasn't panned out yet. So I like the flexibility there. The dude just gets in good position in the run game. He is a solid all-around player. That's what you talk about with guards. Got to cut down on the penalties. Gives up some free rushers. So there are some assignment errors, and I think that's hurt his grading through the years. But I think it's a complementary piece or complementary pick to what could be a home run in Derek Stingley, adding another piece on the offensive line here at 15. Plus the extra picks.
Right. And look, pass blocking has been the weaker area of his game throughout his college career. Even those grades have gotten better. They started off at a really low ebb, right? That first season at Texas A&M, pass blocking grade of 41. That went up to 63. That went up to 66 in that final season. But that's still not where you want it to be, particularly not if you're drafting a guy in the first half of the first round.
And you have to wonder how much of that is moving around, playing different positions. And he held his own at right tackle. So I do wonder, if you are the Texans and you're picking at 15, not that you're not okay with taking a starting guard, do you just try him at right tackle and let him, fail down to guard or whatever it might be? So it'll be interesting to see how they work that. But I think there's flexibility there, at least, in the Kenyon Green pick.
And the other thing is, look, there's often debate as to how much this matters, but he's young, really young.
Sure.
Like just 21 years old, and has developed year on year, as we said. So he's moving in the right direction, is extremely young, and there is a question mark about how much room that gives you for development. Is that a good thing because young guys automatically have more room for growth? Or is it simply, if a guy breaks out younger, it's an important thing, right? The Texans might be one of these teams that look at this and say, if he's a pretty good player right now at 21 years old with this experience behind him, he's automatically going to be, a much better player with 2 years worth of development relative to some of these other players we could have drafted.
Overall, got to say, safer type of pick or a safer attempt by the Texans. So Derek Stingley at 3, and now Kenyon Green, pick number 15.